I was born in Canada, and my mom's from China. My dad's from Hong Kong, so that makes me Chinese. I'm not Japanese or Korean or Koreanese or whatever that you guys think. And I have a sister, she's 2 years older. She was born in Hong Kong, but I think she has Canadian citizenship. I honestly don't know. Probably. My entire family is able to speak both Cantonese and Mandarin. My parents divorced before I was born, and I don't know why. I asked my dad once when he was driving why he didn't wear a ring on his hand, like other parents at school, and he just, For grade 1 and 2, I went to China for boarding school, and my sister was in Canada with my dad. Then I decided, fuck, I'm just gonna go to Canada because it's nicer there. Growing up in elementary school, I had a group of girlfriends, but I was very crude and tomboyish, and more into running around playing manhunt and video games, so naturally I got along better with the boys in my class. I had a seriously foul mouth even when I was 10, and I swore a lot. I have a lot of fond memories playing Left 4 Dead with my friends because I didn't have a good PC or any consoles. I also played a lot of MapleStory growing up, and watched a lot of MapleStory videos on YouTube. And eventually a lot of those MapleStory YouTubers started drawing their own characters, and I wanted to do the same. And here are some of the old art I've done from 2011 or 2010. I had a speed paint channel at the time with about 80 subscribers or so too. Going into high school, I lost most of my friends, especially my girlfriends, because I was an edgy cunt with no social skills and extremely awkward. I often felt excluded from things, but looking back, I could see why no one really wanted to be friends with me. I was just really, really immature. It was around this time I wanted to experiment with makeup, hairstyles, and fashion, but my sister would always make fun of me, so it made my insecurity a lot worse. Fucking bitch. I got really good grades in school, but I never joined any clubs and mostly kept to myself. I had a collection of Rage comic shirts that I thought were super cool and would wear them to school, and for the longest time this was my most painful memory, but now I just think back and laugh. I was browsing F7U14 a lot, and I remember old-time classics like the subreddit WTF and Space Dicks. It was quite the sight to behold for a 13-year-old. At the time, I had a group of online friends I met through a Minecraft server from a Minecraft channel, and I'd come home from school to a Skype call every day and we'd play games together like APP Reloaded. I was also a moderator of the server and was friends with the admins who later would develop the biggest MMO server called Winecraft. Anyways, in high school I was very socially awkward and had severe anxiety, like I couldn't even order food on my own or talk to employees in stores. I also stared at the ground wherever I walked because of my low self-esteem, and people would ask me why I walk like that, and I just shrug it off awkwardly. I always felt like I was a pity friend in high school, like no one really liked me, but they'd only invite me to things and included me in functions because they felt bad. I never had a consistent close group of friends to hang out with at lunch, so I'd spend my lunch mostly in the library doing homework so people wouldn't see me walk around by myself. I'd also didn't know shit about taking care of my own skin, eyebrows, or makeup, and I'd steal my sister's foundation early in the morning to hide my acne before going to school. I tried so hard to fix my acne, and my mom would always give me some bullshit mask paste to use, but they didn't do anything, and probably made it worse. After graduating high school, I wanted to go to University of Toronto for a fresh start because I wasn't leaving much behind anyways. I stupidly chose to study computer science because I thought I'd just settle with a 9-to-5 job after graduating. Living in dorm on the St. George campus, I finally broke through my shell of anxiety and made a bunch of new friends. I was also able to finally order food on my own and take public transit. I felt like an entirely new person. As for my classes, I was failing pretty much everything because I never studied and I hated computer science. It was hard and discrete math was giving me the unlubed shaft. I played Slitherio during lectures and didn't pay attention. I was diagnosed with depression before university, and it was getting worse because I was having severe doubts about what I was doing. I also had a falling out with all my university friends because of my mental instability and ghosted all of them. Thankfully, my parents were okay with me dropping out and coming back home. Now that I was back home, I didn't know what to do. I just gravitated towards drawing and made a Twitter just so I could send fan art to streamers I enjoyed watching. Through Overwatch, I became friends with aimbot Calvin and helped him make Twitch emotes. I got a lot of exposure for my first rodeo of emotes, and I was getting good art business. I also started to stream my art process on Twitch, and this went on for about a year. Then, I met someone wonderful, or so I thought. I struggled a lot internally, my insecurities, my career, my aspirations, but this person always comforted me through and through. Even though we made wonderful memories, I started to wear them out. I couldn't handle myself and constantly felt like a burden, and it was starting to weigh on him. At the time, I didn't know I had borderline personality disorder, and it answered for a lot of my self-destructive thoughts and habits and overall conflict in the relationship. I was only properly diagnosed after a suicide attempt on July 2018, for which I was forcibly hospitalized for 2 weeks. He came to see me every day for hours until the sunset, and visiting hours were over. I thought I pretty much owed my life to him. A few months later, he cheated on me. This year started god-fucking awful. I didn't want to wake up, I didn't want to eat, I didn't want to do anything. I tried to distract myself by drawing Twitch emotes, but I cry myself to sleep every night, wondering how things could have gone differently if I tried this or that. My heart fucking hurts so much, man. I never ever wish that pain on anyone. Time passed, I adopted a dog, cried less, started going outside more, and picked up reading. I spent most of my time alone, but didn't necessarily feel lonely. I had a lot of introspection to do, and introspected away I did. I was still streaming and making art, but I was still a crybaby-ass bitch during all of it. Eventually in August, a clip of me exploded from the subreddit livestream fail. Then I started getting repeatedly posted, which resulted in more traffic to my Twitch stream. I made friends with other streamers and often play games together. And then my boy Weatherspoon hit me up and proposed to start a channel with me as my editor, and the rest is history. So thank you for everything you've done for the channel, Anthony. It's been a strange year for me, that's for sure. From wanting to die to not wanting to die because I let a couple 100,000 people down. I'm in a much better place now, so please don't worry about me. I'm now able to share so many things that I love only because you guys gave me the opportunity to do so. So thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for turning this random degenerate's life around. Oh, and I wanted to do a Q&A video and thought now would be a good time if you guys had more specific questions, since I didn't want to make this video too long. You guys can comment some questions and I can address them hopefully soon. Thanks for watching!
Algumas.